Hello and welcome to another episode of Qué Pasa Hialeah. Hi, my name is Dr. Tony Cruz and I'm the campus president here at the Hialeah campus of Miami-Dade College. And today I have a special guest, Kristina Spalding. Actually, she's one of our current students in cybersecurity. And I have the pleasure of welcoming you, Kristina. How are you today?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Cruz, and for that amazing welcome.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome. So let's get to the questions because I think our audience will really want to hear more from you and about who you are. So the first question, Kristina, is just tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, like where did you go to high school? Why did you pick Miami-Dade College? And, you know, why cybersecurity?
Okay. So I grew up here in Miami. I am the daughter of Jamaican immigrants. I went to William H. Turner Tech as my high school. And I chose Miami-Dade, honestly, because it is my origin story. When my parents immigrated here, they met at Miami-Dade during their undergrad.
That's
and
cool.
My father later became a microbiology professor.
Wow.
So it's safe to say that if they never went to Miami-Dade, I wouldn't exist. So how could I not choose this school?
That's good, yeah.
And then I chose cybersecurity just because of my natural curiosity and my love of defense. I love to get to the bottom of certain issues. And I also loved to protect people from situations that involve risk.
Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. And, you know, it's just important for other students to hear about this, you know, kind of why certain students choose certain majors, you know, because I think sometimes even today, even though cybersecurity is a very big, I think a prominent, subject matter, a lot of students don't even know what it's about. Can you tell us just a little bit about that, or what cybersecurity,
Absolutely.
what it is, right? So, like, give us in a nutshell what's cybersecurity.
Think of the world as one thing, and then the cyber world as something equally as vast and equally as important. The things that you would protect yourself normally around you from the world exist more or less in the same context in the cyber world. So you need to protect your information, your finances, your health data, your personal identity. Sure. There are different ways that threat actors can affect all of this, and it's important to kind of keep an eye on these matters.
Okay, that's awesome. So that definitely very important stuff. So I know that you completed recently a program, a scholars program with NASA. And can you tell us a little about that program, as well as the project that you completed in order to complete that program?
Sure. So first and foremost, I would highly recommend that any STEM student at campus applies for this program. It is going to change everything about the way that you think about your experience in school and with NASA. I was originally suggested to do this program by Professor Cruz. He recommended it to the students in our classes that were STEM students. The application process took about a month. And once in the program, we were given 6 weeks to explore 3 different sections, which were the Mars exploration, humans in space, and the solar system. Okay. There were 2 quizzes for each section. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't,
Seems rigorous.
Yeah, it was incredible, and I learned so much about NASA. Aside from that, our final project was to figure out how to improve 2 separate components of deep space habitation. I chose crew health and environmental monitoring.
Very interesting. And so what do you see yourself in the future when it comes to NASA? What is there some next steps when it comes to this process and your interest in NASA?
For sure. I would say, hopefully, I will be chosen for the on-site experience, which is going to be virtual this year, unfortunately, due to COVID, where I will be able to work side by side with NASA engineers on a few team projects with other NASA and CAST scholars.
Wow, that's really interesting. Okay, well, good luck with that. I hope you do get that so you can continue on that journey. Obviously you're a successful student, right? And you seem to be a very ambitious student as well, which are really great traits. What do you think, what would you tell other students out there, prospective students, current students here at the Hialeah campus, about what are the keys to success, and any words of wisdom that you could give to them in order for them to be just as successful as you've been?
I would start with something that my parents told me, and I'm sure a lot of our parents have told us. Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. I think it's really important that you surround yourself with friends that have similar goals to you, friends that are equally as ambitious, and friends that are supportive of you, so that on the days that you feel like it might be too much or too challenging, they can remind you when you got or why you got started. And they can also remind you of the power that you possess within yourself. Another thing that I would suggest is to find a mentor. I would say one of my mentors, and obviously my favorite professor, Professor Rodolfo Cruz, has been instrumental in my success as a student at Miami-Dade.
Excellent. Yes, I think that's wonderful advice. I always tell students, as well as my colleagues here at the college, that finding a mentor, a person that is interested in you as an individual and your growth, is extremely important, because sometimes you find people who are mentors that, like you have with Professor Cruz, that share interests, right? The same interest.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes it's not just about the interest that they have, but it's more about the interest in you and making sure that you're successful. So I think those are great words of wisdom that you can share with our students. So looking forward, let's say 5 to 10 years from now, where do you see yourself when it comes to your career path?
Well, first and foremost, something concrete that I do have planned would be to earn my CISSP certification. It is a higher level cybersecurity practitioner certification. Aside from that, I would like to work at one of the top cybersecurity firms in the country, pioneering policy and technology as well. And aside from that, I would love to serve as a mentor to other young women or gentlemen that are interested in this cybersecurity field or STEM in general, because you can't be what you can't see. And that's definitely something that scared me a little bit when it came to exploring the field at first, but I was able to find some great support.
Well, I'm glad you did. And, students that are interested in cybersecurity can start that journey here at the Hialeah campus by taking classes with us. And I have to say, Kristina, that you are a role model for all of us. And I know that our students are really going to be able to get a lot out of this conversation that we had the last few minutes. Again, thank you for being with us here on Qué Pasa Hialeah today. And I want to thank all of you for joining us on this edition of Qué Pasa Hialeah, and look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kristina.